So, um, it's been a few days to digest and rehash and slash consider. Um, Man's best friend's always going to be man's best friend, and I thought to myself that I'd wish I'd, over the period of Tyson's life, had documented it per se, more so prevalently. There was a lot of footage I had that over the years got lost because of stolen phones and whatnot. And it's just a shame that I didn't have the luxury of more of his life on film per se, because he was obviously the best dog in my world, but definitely one of the top dogs of them all, you know, pardon the pun. So I thought I'd do a little per se homage to him slash my pooch, and yeah, so it's not really a slideshow per se, because there's so much you can do with slideshows. Windows 10 general tools available. But there's me doggy. So he's up on the bed slash yeah, just looking. He was always great, because he was very attentive. When I try to take his photo, especially, that's why I'm annoyed I didn't do more of it. Very attentive, look you directly when you try to get his attention. You know, he's like, you know, sort of, and depending on his mood, you could see whether it was like a "what the fuck do you want" look, or, you know, yes, I'm listening per se. You know, so he's looking at the camera there as well. Essentially it's me, because I'm right behind the fucking camera and he knows I'm there, you know. That's really, that's one of my favourite shots of him. It's a shame it's out of focus. I know I had more per se, because of the shadow of Flurry berries as well. Yeah, so Tyson passed away on, now it's the 17th of December, at around 12 o'clock. Too much information maybe, but they were non-malignant tumours, which had placed such a toll and strain on his body that it had pretty much rendered him lame, and he couldn't walk anymore. Like, to the degree that he dropped down half the steps sort of thing and just collapse and fall. So there he is again. That's a really nice photo. I like that one as well. So, of course, my batteries are going flat in my earphones. Not that I'm listening to anything, but it's just always worst possible timing, or something fucking occurs to mess shit up, frankly. You know. So I mean, you know, nothing will replace the loss of a loved one. The problem I find with the loss of Tyson is he is a dog, and I get that. But it just comes down to a stage that when you remember the loss, when you remember someone who's passed, you tend to remember the way they lived. So the problem is with Tyson, he's remembered as a source of comfort for me. So yeah, it's one of those things that, you know, this is the only video footage I've got of him where there were walks, power walks, 5K walks on a consistent basis. I got off him slash this is footage that remains of him per se, which sort of sucks, ball sacks, because yeah, I had so much footage, and I just, you know, sometimes it's worthwhile noting that you shouldn't take things for granted, and it's a shame to drop a political spill here about SSDs and, you know, higher terabyte drives are so fucking expensive.
No woo woo woo, Taz. No woo. Oh, did you say we're going for a walk, Taz? No barking. No woo woo woo, Taz. No woo woo woo. Woo woo woo. What, Taz? Tyson?
What you doing, Ty?
What? Can you say that one more time? Say that one more time, Taz. Taz. Good boy.
Very happy. Very happy dog. Lived a content life. He lived to he was 15, but because he was so supremely healthy over his lifespan, his heart had developed well. I knew he would have lived a long life, and essentially, that's a beautiful shot of him, frankly. It's a really nice shot, sort of peeking out behind the bushes. It's one of my favourite shots I made of him. That was a fake what the fuck moment, so I somewhat regret that one. It's not really ironic because it was years ago, but he does sort of look, you know, deceased there, frankly, to be brilliant. He's not. This ain't the photo. There is a photo, but I'm not going to probably show it, so relax, people. There he looks like he's a fucking disgruntled wolf, you know what I mean, slash eyes blaring. He lies the colour between light and dark, man's best friend, given sustenance through both thick and thin. Rest in peace, Tyson's poo. So, and there's Tyson. He's like, Tyson, have a look, man. You know, what's going on, buddy? What happened? What happened? You know what I mean? So he's like, just sussing it out as well. You know what I mean? I wasn't going to rub it in his face, he was outside, so there it looks. On the other hand, I look like the wolf, and I'm not too happy, frankly. But so I don't know. That's like, here's a cuddly moment slash, you know, leave me alone. I wanna sort of, you know. So yeah, there he is waking up slash. Of course, I had to wake him up. You know what I mean? Give him a cuddle and go back to sleep. Slash, he's starting to get a little bit on, but he's still really healthy, no issues and shit with him, you know what I mean? Always jumped up on the bed. There he's a little bit pooped. He's pooped there. So, yeah. Sleepy poops time. So she used to, at one stage, especially in winter, he'd jump up on the bed, at least until for a period of time, and then eventually he'd go elsewhere, sort of thing. So yeah, if I was using the queen size bed at that stage, and obviously single, then that wasn't an issue. I never found it a problem. Alright, so give him a kiss there. So here you can see his back leg sort of started to blow out, and it started to work its way down his leg as well. But when he stood up, there was a hefty lump like that sack that grew quite substantially quickly, and he already had a lump on the front, probably like that, that just sort of hanging down and pulled him. So it caused, you know, premature, more extensive arthritis per se. Again, straight, tentatively look at me. There he goes. He looks again, like more tentatively going away. So that's per se. So here he is, so attentive, so fucking attentive, so switched on as well, which is what was heart-wrenching, because he was so fucking switched on. And this is just minutes before we had to let him go per se, which really sucks. It really sucks. So yeah, I'll just go for there's another picture of him outside in one of his secret spots slash cool spots in summer. When people are out in the garden and whatnot, he'll be chilling out per se in that little secret spot there. There's a spot, one of his older photos slash you see in the photos before his passing, he actually looks a little bit better because it looked a little bit wetter. I think it was a hot day slash he had an issue there for a couple of weeks slash his it's like he was allergic to something at certain stages in summer come along, like a certain tree or something. So there's a better photo of him there. Definitely looks older, but yeah, go figure. So like that sort of sucks. It's like it was rejuvenated, and then all of a sudden you got this growth on the back there, which if you actually see what he has there and you feel it, you understand where I'm coming from. But yeah, it does suck. Let's say, and that was the last photo, slash not the last photo of him. But yeah, rest in peace, Tyson. I'll miss you, and plenty of other people will miss you. We got to bat you at some stages. Kids used to say, how soft is his fur? When it was just really soft and stuff. So yeah, I'll miss him. Anyway, that's my doggy Tyson. May live on forever per se in our hearts. Anyway, peace out, peeps.